With every new cube that comes out, it seems like the price keeps increasing. You can buy pretty much any cube for up to $70. That's a lot of money. However, two companies have really showed us what a few dollars can really bring to a cube. Now they've shown us that cubes under $10 can compete with the same kind of quality as $50 Rubik's cubes. But out of the two cubes that stand out, which one is really the best? Hey guys, up to McCuber, and in today's video, we'll be comparing the MF3RS2 to the Yuxin Little Magic. Let's get right into this. The Yuxin Little Magic costs $5 at speedcubeshop.com and is very light. The MF3RS2 costs $8 on speedcubeshop.com and is slightly heavier. The stickers on the MF3RS2 are just standard Moyu shades and they contrast and look pretty good. Also, I haven't really noticed any chips or peels. However, the sticker quality and shades of the Yuxin Little Magic are a lot worse. Although they look pretty good on camera, in reality they both look and feel pretty bad, and they also seem to chip really easily. The state you're about to see both of the cubes in are completely out of the box. I've done absolutely nothing to them except solve and break them in. With that in mind, the performance of the MF3RS2 is pretty bad out of the box. It's very crunchy and blocky, and also kind of stiff and dry. Corner cutting was lacking, and the sharp edges kept catching on the centers, causing small catches. However, after doing a few solves, the minimal amount of factory loop that was in there started to break in. The cube started to build up some speed, but still was lacking corner cutting and pretty much everything else. The train on the Yuxin Magic, however, was pretty much the exact opposite. It was flexy and papery. It was uncontrollably fast out of the box, and it seemed to be like it was lubed pretty well from the factory. While this cube had decent corner cutting, it was nothing on par with what I've seen before. The sharp edges also caught on the rounded centers, just like what happens with the Jiaoshi 56S and the MF3RS2. As a result, catching was a pretty big issue. That mixed in with the light, fast turning, caused multiple catches, and I was unable to complete Alex flawlessly. Out of the box, both the Yuxin Little Magic and the MF3RS2 lack the fluidity and the corner cutting to make them good cubes. Like I stated before, the Yuxin Little Magic lacked a lot of corner cutting. It took a lot of effort to cut all of the angles. Even though it could cut all the angles, it took quite a lot of effort. It also didn't help that the cube was on insanely loose tensions, causing the cube to flex when I would cut. Corner cutting on the MF3RS2 was even worse. It took a lot of effort even to cut 45 degrees. Even though it could cut at all angles like the Yuxin Little Magic, it took a lot of force even to get smaller cuts. The tension seemed to be a little bit too tight on this cube, but that'll be fixed with setup. Like stated previously, the Yuxin Little Magic is very fast and very flexy. This cube is very unstable, and it seems to flex rather easily. This cube simply cannot retain its cubic shape and wobbles around as you turn it. As a result, the sharp corners catch on the centers, causing lockups. The MF3RS2, on the other hand, seems to be a lot more stable. It isn't nearly as flexy, but instead of it being flexy, it is a lot more blocky. This cube seemed to wobble around a bit, but was nothing as bad compared to the Yuxin Little Magic. This cube also seems to catch, but it's for a different reason. It seems like this cube is a bit too blocky, but there are a lot less lockups than the Magic. Taking a look at the mechanism, we can see how this cube works. The edges have a relatively simple two-piece design with a small torpedo at the end, preventing popping. We can also see that there are a few grooves on the surface. The corner piece looks a lot like a Moju M3, except it has grooves. One very obvious thing is to see how long the corner stock is. When you put the two pieces together, you can see how big of a gap there is between the edge and the corner. This gap is one of the things that cause flexibility. Moving on to the MF3RS2, we can see how much of an inspiration it draws from the GTS2. It appears that the edge has been simplified a lot. The grooves have disappeared and now it's just a flat surface. When taking a look at the corner, I realized that it looks almost identical to the Yuxin Little Magic corner. The similarity includes the very long stock. When we put the two pieces together, we can see that there still is a gap. This explains why the cube still feels wobbly, despite it being blocky. Both of these cubes are pretty bad. Let's magnetize them and set them up. Will that make them better? I finished magnetizing and setting up these cubes. Which one is really better? Let's start off with the Little Magic. The feeling of this cube has changed quite a bit. It went from being uncontrollably fast and flexy to a lot more stable and smooth. The papery feel is still definitely there, but is a lot more softer because of all the lube I added. I really have no idea what strength magnets I used, but I'm guessing that it's probably somewhere around the N35 to N40 range. I used 5x1 in the edges and 4x2 in the corners. Those two magnets gave me the perfect balance of strength. It wasn't too weak where it was unnoticeable, but it wasn't too strong either where it was overpowering. The feeling of the Little Magic seems to remind me a lot of the MF3RS2. You can see what I mean when we start turning it. Let's move on to the feeling of the MF3RS2. I used 4x2 magnets. I really have no idea what strength they are, but I'm guessing around the M35 range, and it seemed to do a really good job. The feeling of this cube is pretty much the same as it started out, except it's a lot more fluid and not as dry. It still has a little bit of that blocky feel, but after breaking in, I'm sure it will become a lot smoother. The MF3RS2 reminds me of a Moyu Weilong GTS2M. You can listen here. Corner cutting on the Little Magic and the MF3RS2 is nearly perfect. I really don't have too much to say about except that the tensions on both of these cubes were a little bit tight. I've since loosened the tensions on both of these cubes and they cut at every single angle. Out of the box, the Yuxin Little Magic was one of the most flexy cubes I've ever tried. Thanks to the magnets, this cube is really stable and it hardly deforms, as you can see here. The 3RS2 is actually kind of a different story. Because of the magnets, I was able to loosen the cube a lot, and that gave this cube a lot more fluidity. At the same time, it was also able to maintain stability. All this information doesn't really matter to anyone. People just want to know which one's the best. The truth is that neither one is better than the other. I'll explain it here. Rather than being the best, each cube caters to a different kind of cuber. If you like cubes that are crispy, papery, and somewhat flexy, then you'll definitely like the Yuxin Little Magic M. However, if you prefer a smoother, slightly blockier cube, then you'll definitely prefer the MF3RS2. For the majority of cubers, the MF3RS2 will probably be the better option. One really awesome thing is that you can buy this cube for $20 off speedcubeshop.com, a magnetic and premiumly set up cube from Speedcube Shop under their Supernova line. I'll have a link in the description. For me, I personally prefer the MF3RS2 better. It's a little bit more smooth and controllable, which really helps me get consistent times. This doesn't mean that the Yuxin Little Magic is bad, it just simply means that I prefer this cube over the Little Magic. Overall, both of these cubes are really great, and hopefully you'll be able to try them out sometime. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It took me a really long time to make, and sorry it's a bit lengthy, but I hope you were able to understand what I was saying and were entertained. Please like and subscribe and comment what you want to see next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.